Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the final story time of this half term. And we're going to read the next chapter of The Penguin Who Wanted to Find Out. Chapter 6. Growing. Otto was always hungry these days, and the grown-ups always bought food from the sea. In fact, he began to enjoy meeting all the different grown-ups. Most of them were quite ordinary, but there were some specially nice ones. Justin was one of these. Otto had gone down towards the sea to look for someone to feed him, and met Justin looking for someone to feed. "My goodness," Justin said, "I'm hardly out of the sea. But all right, squid soup today." When Otto had finished, he stood back and said, "Delicious! I like squid soup." "Well, you'll be able to get your own soon. You're a big chap." "I'm first chick," Otto said. "Can you tell me something? The sea is getting nearer." "Why?" "The ice is breaking up at the edge of the sea, because it's getting warmer. Antarctica is made of ice, so it gets smaller every summer." "Oh, you sound just like Claudius," Otto said. "He always explained everything to me like that. I do miss him. He was my first father. He was good." "Of course he was good," Justin said. "I trained him. He was my chick once." "Claudius was your chick?" Otto said. "You must be old." "Not that old," said Justin. "Anyway, let's go back to the rookery. We can talk on the way." Otto asked all the questions that he would have asked Claudius if he'd still been around, as they waddled back. At last Justin said, "I think perhaps I am getting old. I'm tired. I can't answer any more questions." "Just one, Justin, please, just one," Otto said. "All right, one," said Justin. "I just want to know when I can toboggan," Otto said. "I've seen the grown-ups slide across the ice very fast on their tummies. It does look a lot of fun." "You'll be able to toboggan when you have your adult feathers," Justin said. "When will that be?" "That's the second question," Justin said. "I said one." He saw Otto's head droop. He moved away, but called back over his shoulder, "Soon." Soon? Otto wanted to ask how soon, but he knew it was no good. He would just have to wait. A few days later the cold wind began to blow, and Otto knew that he would have to get the smaller chicks into a warm huddle. He had an easy way for doing this now. All he had to do was find Gusto and send round a whisper that Gusto was going to tell stories. Then all the chicks would hurry over and press close to him to hear the stories. And there was the huddle. Gusto was chief storyteller now, and he enjoyed his job. So Otto got Gusto to stand in a sheltered place, and soon there was a big huddle of small penguins round him. Then the bigger ones joined him round the edge. One of these, a rather bad-tempered chick called Nap, began to make a fuss. "What's Gusto doing in the centre of the huddle with the babies where it's warmest? He's as big as me. He should be on the outside," he groused. "He's doing a job," Leo said. "Yes, a very important job," Otto joined him. "He's big enough to be on the edge like me." "Hey, Gusto!" Nap yelled. "Shut up," said Otto quietly. "I won't shut up," Nap said, giving Otto a push. "Who do you think you are? Do you want to fight?" "No," said Otto. "Emperor penguins don't fight because it's important for them to stay friends and huddle together to keep warm." "Coward," said Nap. "Come on, fight!" "No," Otto said. "I am an emperor penguin." "Perhaps you're an Adele penguin. They squabble all the time. They lay their eggs in nests and even bicker over whose nest it is. We're supposed to be sensible chaps." Otto held his head in the air and looked at Nap down his beak. "Go and find an Adele penguin to fight with, or shut up." Nap shut up. There was a sense in what Otto said. Leo, who was on the other side of Otto, said, "Where did you learn all that, Otto?" "From Justin," Otto said. "I'm so glad I met him." He was too, when Alex crept up to him after the huddle. "Otto," he said, "I think I ought to tell you about something." Well, go on then, Otto said. What should you tell me about? You're... Alex swallowed. You're going bald. Otto looked down at himself. There were patches of down missing and thick white feathers showing through underneath. Yippee! He shouted to the astonished Alex. Don't you mind? Alex said. Mind? Said Otto. Going bald means I'm growing up. He rushed off to find Leo. Leo was second chick, so he was probably shedding his down too. He was. Soon all the older chicks had bald patches. We look an awful mess, Leo said one morning, but it is exciting watching each other turn into proper penguins. You're getting a yellow collar. Otto, as well as black bits, all the way down your back. Am I? Otto said. I wish I could see myself. Little Alex came up. I understand now, he said to Otto. You're all going bald. I wish it would happen to me. I'm still fluffy all over. It will happen to you, laughed Chick. You'll just have to be very patient, Otto said. I wish I were first chick like you, Alex said. You don't have to be patient like me. Otto laughed. Yes, I am a very lucky chap. Oh, you are silly, Alex, Leo said. It just takes just as long to grow up, whether you hatch early or you hatch late. Yes, but it must seem longer when you're the last one, said Otto. Poor Alex, never mind, at least you'll know what's coming next time. We haven't got a clue, but I suppose we'll just get used to it. And that's the end of that chapter for today. I hope you all have a lovely half term. Relax, enjoy yourselves, and I will see you when we come back. Take care. Bye.